Hello dear Crusader Kings III players, I'm Atalas, welcome back to my channel. This is the second historical realms to form in Crusader Kings III video, and we are going to focus on Iberian Peninsula. Before start, I should state that some of the realms that I'm going to talk about are implemented to the game with Fates of Iberia DLC. Therefore, playing with that DLC would probably increase the enjoyment you will get from the game. Also, the DLC adds an interesting struggle mechanism to Iberia, which makes forming those realms a little bit more challenging, quite similar to the new Persia DLC. In addition, I wanted to send my special thanks to Sysis for his or her suggestion to make a video about Kingdom of Toledo, which we are going to start with today. The 5th century was one of the most chaotic periods of the human history. It is a part of migration period, and throughout this period, many eastern tribes including Goths, Huns and Franks migrated to west and caused extremely significant consequences such as sack and dissolution of Western Roman Empire. The stability of Europe was non-existent, and the Hunnic invaders, led by Attila, were able to push the tribes of Eastern Europe to the Central Europe, where the destabilized Roman Empire was. One of the tribes that invaded Western Europe was Visigoths. In the first half of 5th century, Visigoths sacked the capital of Western Roman Empire and settled between southern France and Iberia, forming the Kingdom of Toledo. For 300 years, Visigothic Kingdom of Toledo ruled Iberia and secured their dominion by converting to Christianity and adopting a dialect of Latin instead of German Gothic language. During this period, the cultural differences between Germanic people and Hispano-Roman population decayed and a more uniform Iberian identity developed until the Muslim conquest of Iberia by Umayyad Caliphate. Umayyad Caliphate captured most of Iberia during the first half of 8th century and destroyed the Kingdom of Toledo. However, Christian population of the former kingdom did not leave their homelands and lived together with the newly emerging Arabian population of Al-Andalus. The cultural and religious exchange between those two people resulted in a series of common practices and created a new Christian faith called Mozarabism. Mozarab literally means Arabized Christians, and the term was used by Catholics to describe the former Iberian people who lived under the Al-Andalus rule. The Fates of Iberia DLC adds the Kingdom of Toledo as a formable nation for a Mozarabic ruler. It is one of the most interesting formable nations due to its presence hundreds of years before the first starting date of Crusader Kings III. For the player to form Kingdom of Toledo, the character should be a preacher of Mozarabic faith and should be coming from the Iberian heritage. The Kingdom of Toledo does not appear as a de jure realm, and the player needs to completely control Duchy of Toledo plus another adjacent duchy. Therefore, based on your gameplay, the borders of the de jure Kingdom of Toledo could change because which adjacent duchy you need to control is only up to you. Lastly, the capital of the realm should be the city of Toledo. By establishing the Old Kingdom with a syncretic faith, the player could resolve the struggle of Iberia in a more peaceful way. As some character suggestions, in 867 start, there are many Mozarabic Andalusian counts lying around the borders of Asturias and Al-Andalus. This might not be the best starting point, but for people who prefer challenge, the Counts of Castile and Leon would be great opportunities. Unfortunately, in 1066 start, there is only one landed character with Mozarabic faith, who is Count Shisant of Columbria. This might be the worst option to start with, due to the presence of an overlord who considers your faith as an astray one, and he might demand a change of religion, which could cripple your plans. Before we continue with the second nation, could you please consider subscribing to my channel? I'm creating content about strategy games, especially the paradox games. I'm sure if you liked this video, you are going to love the others, especially my character suggestion series for Crusader Kings III. Also, your subscriptions and likes are the main motivation behind my work, therefore you will make me really happy. The next formable realm could be a great option for your island-only playthrough, the Kingdom of Canaries. The Canary Islands is an archipelago located in Atlantic Ocean, west of Iberian Peninsula. It was first settled by people who share a common ancestor with Berbers, and due to its close proximity to mainland, it was visited by many people, including Castilian in 15th century. Castilian conquest of Canaries resulted in a vassal kingdom called Kingdom of Canaries. In Crusader Kings III, players can establish the Kingdom of Canaries by completely controlling the Duchy of Canaries and developing every county to the development of 10. Also, the character should be either Achaemenic, Iberian, or his or her primary title should be Duchy of Canaries. Although it is not as interesting as the previous realm, Kingdom of Canaries could be a great option to form a kingdom easily while being isolated from the mainland competitors. In both 1066 and 867 starts, the Canary Islands are ruled by single county Achaemenic rulers who meet the requirements for Kingdom of Canaries. The last realm I want to mention is Portugal. Similar to the previous realms, Portugal is not present in the game as a de jure formable realm, but it should be adopted through Decisions tab. Similar to the Kingdom of Toledo, Portugal was a part of Visigothic Kingdom which completely controlled Iberian Peninsula. Along with every other Iberian county, Portugal fell to Islamic conquest and Christian Reconquista. Until 12th century, Portugal was not an independent state, but it was a county which was 1/3 of today's Portugal. However, during the 12th century, King Afonso I defeated Almoravids in the Battle of Ourique and declared himself as the King of Portugal. Prior to the battle, Afonso was a vassal of Kingdom of Leon. Therefore, this battle is considered as the proclamation of the independent Kingdom of Portugal for the first time. To form the independent Kingdom of Portugal, the player should be of Iberian origin and needs to control duchies of Algarve, Beja, Coimbra, and Portugal. Also, for the role players out there, it is possible to play as the grandfather of King Afonso, Henry of Burgundy, who is an heir to the Duchy of Burgundy in 1066 start. If you wish to reanimate the history of Portugal, you can start as Henry of Burgundy and send your soldiers to Iberia for Reconquista. Maybe your grandson could reconquer the Portugal and form the Portuguese House of Burgundy once again in the history. And this was the last realm I wanted to introduce you. Iberia might be a difficult start due to the religious conflict ravaging the peninsula for centuries. However, it is one of the most rewarding parts of the world, thanks to the struggle mechanic and diverse cultural and religious mosaic, which allows players to experiment and create new hybrids. Therefore, it is one of my favorite locations to play in Crusader Kings III. Also, I'd like to read your own experiences about Iberian Peninsula, thus do not hesitate to share them in comments down below. For now, goodbye.